Hello, everybody. For those of you that saw my Facebook Live this morning or listened to my podcast, this is a re-record for YouTube because I didn't know that I could not take the Facebook Live and move it to YouTube until earlier. So I just thought I would go ahead and re-talk about what we talked about a little bit this morning for my YouTube followers. Okay, here's the deal. I've been sitting here preparing all night for our podcast tomorrow for the Hawkeyes. Nolan and I do the NHA Hawkeye podcast. Nolan, Hawkeye, Anthony. And so I've been preparing to do this, and then I thought, okay, I got my homework done. I'm ready for tomorrow's show. So now let's talk about me. Let's talk about my personal struggles. I wanted to do this because, as you know, for the past 14 months, we've been going through the pandemic. Well, the pandemic's actually lasted longer, but for all practical purposes, it's lasted 14 months so far because that's when we went in lockdown. Most of the sports closed down, like around May 13th, 14th, somewhere in there, everything had closed down. And most of the stay-at-home orders, I know California had the first stay-at-home order on May 17th or March 17th, 2020. Up to that point, I had been doing Weight Watchers, and I'd been working for a local college here in town as a safety officer, which required me to walk the buildings and walk their stairs every single night. Just making sure the students and the staff and the faculty were all safe and make sure they got to their cars and everything. And if they needed anything for the classroom, I would go get it. So that would get me about 15,000 steps a night and 10 to 12 floors a night because I wouldn't use the elevator. So I would use the floors. I would climb the stairs, So the point of this, as I said, is up until the closing date of COVID, I was doing Weight Watchers, had lost 33 pounds, and it was just kind of melting off because of, I was going to the gym every day and all the extra work I was getting in, all the steps I was getting in extra at work and the stairs and stuff, all led to a pretty healthy weight loss. Then COVID hit, and so no more activity, no more gym, no more going to work because I was laid off permanently. And so, I think you guys all know probably for 6 to 8 weeks, we were all pretty much on lockdown. Not much was happening. Most people were only going out for essentials and things, and nothing else was going on. I think things started to open up for different people later on, but I think for everybody, last year everything closed down March, April, and probably a good part of May. But I had during that struggles, I didn't struggle that hard. I couldn't get any more weight off. I was struggling to get it off because I was still eating my Weight Watchers habits. I was still logging into my Weight Watchers Zoom meetings every day, but I couldn't get the weight off because I wasn't doing the activity anymore. And I discovered that my gym work and my walking the steps every night at my job actually created my calorie deficit so that I could lose weight. And so my eating was actually not helping me. And so I struggled with that. And about 1st of May or so, I started to get brave and put on my mask and go for a walk. Started walking every day and everything. And, fine, I still wasn't losing weight, but any more weight. I was still maintaining within a pound or two, I was hanging right around there. So, and then somewhere along, I would say the fall, late summer, fall, I gained about maybe a total of 5 pounds, not very much. And then I hung there for a long time. I hung there for probably most of the fall, the winter, up through about the 1st of February. I So basically, I was living with like a 6 pound gain from what I had started COVID with, and that's not any different. I think a lot of people in COVID actually um, gained weight. Some of them were very successful, and more power to them that they didn't fall into the traps that some of us did, because I fell into a trap, because I got stuck in front of the TV for 14 months, not doing much of anything. And so, yeah. And so that kind of put the weight on. But so I did different things. My son-in-law and I joined we went to a trainer before, I think it was right around Thanksgiving. So somewhere in there, or right after Thanksgiving. And so we went for 6 weeks. He had a special. So he and I were being trained, and I'll tell you, that's some of the best workout I've ever had. That training that guy put us through. You didn't really need to do any cardio, because the strength training he put us through got our heart rates going the way it needed to for cardio and everything. And I did start to lose a couple of pounds. I wasn't losing as much as I wanted to again, but I lost a couple. And so that got done about, I think our 6 weeks ran out right around the first part of January, or a little bit after that. So my son-in-law and I decided to continue doing it in his garage. And so we did it for about 4 weeks, 3 days a week in his garage. And yes, it was cold for Bakersfield. But we did it. But I noticed, and I think he noticed it too, is we weren't putting as much effort into it going on our own as we were with our trainer. With our trainer, we were really getting worked over. And so I just kind of lost interest about, somewhere around the first part of February, middle of February, I started losing interest. And I was still getting discouraged because, I wasn't getting back to was really trying to get back to the pre-COVID weight so I could finish what I started. And so I actually went and picked up my bike and started riding my bike more, tried to do a little bit more walking, and, tried to keep my heart rate going up. And by this time, the other son-in-laws were heavily into weightlifting in the same garage. They had a plan where they were going about 5 days a week in the garage, and I would join them sometimes, but not all the time, because honestly, the work that they were putting in was more work than I felt I was capable of. And besides, they got rid of my favorite machines. They sold it out to get some more stuff. So anyway, I kind of lost interest there. And so, but one day I woke up and I gained another, without realizing it, because I got discouraged, and woke up and first part of May, and had gained like 15 or 16 pounds more, because I wasn't eating right anymore. I wasn't working out anymore. Basically, I just got discouraged, and so, but my body felt so much like crap. I felt like crap. I didn't have any energy. I didn't have any desire. And about the 1st of May, I said, I got to get this back on track. Now I got to undo the damage that I did, that happened while I was not paying attention to what I should have been paying attention to. And so now I have to redo most of what I did last year. Okay. So here we are, May 1st. So that brings you up to May 1st, where I decided I had to get right again. So I switched gyms because I wanted a pool workout, and Planet Fitness does not have a pool or a pool workout. And so In Shape does, and it happened to coincide with me. May 1st, I actually became eligible for Medicare. And my Medicare plan that I chose also had a free gym membership through the Silver Sneakers program. So I took advantage of that. First thing I did was get into their Swim Fit program. They call it Aquafit classes. They do them 3 days a week, 2 times each on those 3 days. I started out by just going in the evening, and that was the first couple of days. Then I decided to add the morning to it. So for the last 2 full weeks and yesterday, and will be the rest of this week, I've been doing morning and evening Aquafit classes. They give you quite a workout. It's not like water aerobics. It's not. It's definitely not. You're in the fat burning zone most of the time. You're lifting weights in the water. Let me show you. Okay. These things. They're just styrofoam. Not much to them. But use a little water resistance underneath the water. Do different things with them. You're getting a workout. We end up in the hour that we do it, we work every part of our body. Every part of it. My arms are starting to feel pumped. They really are. Right through here, right through here. They're starting to feel pumped. So anyway, the gist of all this is if you haven't tried it, the water fit classes, try it, but do find the ones that are pushing you with using the water resistance, not the aerobics. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with the water aerobics. It's just I'm in it to build muscle, and this will help sculpt your body. It will help you shred some weight. In the 3 weeks that I've been doing it, I've only lost 5.5 pounds, or 5.2. Probably wish I had lost more, but that's fine. My body is already sculpting. I can tell it's already different. My shirts are fitting a little bit different. My pants are fitting a little bit different. After 3 weeks, I can already tell that there's already some changes being made on my body. And I'm also more mentally alert, more mentally alert. And I feel better physically. I still have to deal with the sore knees, the arthritic knees, I call them. The sore knees and my arthritic shoulder right here. I guess it's arthritic. And arthritic here. But so I'm still dealing with that pain, but in the water, it's a whole lot easier to work through those. And you don't realize the workout you get until you go home and go to bed and get up the next morning. And, you just feel like you were slamming weights all day, And everything we do in the water, we're using our core. We're doing our core. There are specific core exercises, but there's other exercises that we do that force you to use your core when you're doing the water. And so that helps. But see, now I'm only doing that 3 days a week, but 6 times a week when you look at it that way. So what do I do in the other days? Well, I filled it in. I'm still going to hit the regular weights. So I hit the weight machines. One day I'm focusing on the upper body and the core. And the other day, one day I'm focusing on just the legs and the core. So I'm trying to build those up. And so it's actually feeling pretty good. The knees are getting probably a little sore than they should be. I kept hoping that if I push through it and work through it, that the knees will start to feel better. And maybe they will after I've lost some more weight and stuff. Who knows? But I've been dealing with that. I have actually injured both knees, but didn't require any surgery, more therapy sessions than anything else. But those 2 knees have never been the same since. And so my insurance would never pay for an MRI to actually take a deep look at my knees to see what's going on with them. The insurance says he must do therapy first, which we did. But still, to no avail. I can't get the MRIs approved. So, there may be real damage there. I don't know. But right now, tonight we took let me finish the whole gym thing. So first, I had gone 19 consecutive days to the gym. Sunday was the first time I had taken off in 19 consecutive days. And that was only because I went to church in the morning for the first time in 14 months. I hadn't been to church in over 14 months physically. I've been going online. Um, and then in the afternoon, then I came home after church, fixed myself a turkey burger for lunch with my carrot as my French fries. Yeah. Don't mock them if you haven't tried them. Put a little seasoning on them and put them in the oven, and they kind of have a crispy softness to them that makes them taste really good. Okay, and then about that time, my one of my son-in-laws invited us all over to watch the Lakers game on Sunday. So, and since my gym closes at 4:00, I virtually had no time to work out Sunday. So that wasn't my plan to have a day off. I don't really want another day off until I go to Iowa. And then I think I booked us into a hotel the first 2 nights that does not have a workout room. But I'll figure it out. I'll figure out something to work out. I can use the pools probably if there's a pool there to do some lap swimming. I was going to tell you guys on the Aquafit, I've been going a half hour early before the Aquafit class starts, and I've been doing these swimming laps. But yeah, I can't do that. This one, the traditional, I guess that's called the free stroke or something. I can't do that. Not even a whole lap. So what I do is I mix it up. I'll mix up the strokes. I'll do like a breaststroke, a backstroke, a freestyle stroke. I'll combine it so I can keep going back and forth. So right now that part, the swim laps for 30 minutes, it's not even a full 30 minutes because even though I do a full 30 minutes on the clock, my watch must not pick up any activity for a while because it's always short, like 25 minutes, 20 minutes or something like that. And so, but it's getting less than 200 calories burn on those lap swims. So I'm not sure if that's accurate or not. It seems to me like with the amount of force that I'm putting out there to swim those laps and stuff, and you can feel my heart pumping, so the beating, and so I would think I'd be burning more calories, but that's what my watch says I'm burning. My tracker right here, it's a Charge 4. That's what it says it's burning. But at the Aquafit now is different. Each session I'm burning between 400 and 500 or a little more than 500 calories a session. So when you put those two together, I'm between 900 and 1,000 calories burned alone on those 2 sessions. So that really helps. That really helps keep me in a calorie deficit. And but I'm really working on the food aspect of it. We're going to change a little thing. I have been doing Weight Watchers. As of tomorrow, when I call Weight Watchers, I will no longer be a Weight Watchers member. We're going to try some different eating. Met with a trainer tonight. That's what I was going to tell you guys. I met with a trainer tonight at the church that my daughters go to, and I went with them. It's supposed to be a Bible study on using our faith to get fit, but he is a true trainer. He trains people, and he's given me some advice on how to eat properly. He even taught me tonight how to walk and run properly, and I was just surprised because I was thinking with my knees I couldn't run. And tonight he showed me how to run properly, and I could do it. I don't know how long I can run, but I was able to run the distances that he asked me to run tonight. And his advice, and some of the advice he gave is pretty good. It's pretty spot on because it's pretty much the same advice that the other trainer that we worked with in December and January gave us. So it was pretty good. And so I'm going to feel good about this guy. We'll be going once a week on Tuesday nights. And the only difference between this trainer and the other trainer is the other one cost me a lot of money. This one's not costing me anything. It's done through the church, but he's also not going to be working us out. He's going to show us some exercises that we can do here at home or at the gym or whatever we want to do, or walking, encouraging walking. But his main focus is to show us how to do things properly, and then how to eat right, how to create a calorie deficit, how to create a 500 calorie deficit a day is what his goal is for us. And so that's what I'm going to be working on. That's going to be my goal. It's going to be a little hard with the food I already have in the house and the trip to Iowa next week, because I'll be going to Iowa next week, as of 1 week from tomorrow, as a matter of fact. So it's going to be challenging for the rest of this week and next. I think our food situation is set up to deplete our food before we leave for Iowa. So it's just a matter when we come back, getting the right stuff and getting the right stuff in here. But I will continue to make good choices, as I have been doing for the last 3 weeks. Good choices, and not eating bad habits or anything like that. So, and not eating out. Eating out for me is a no-no. Can't do it. Can't do it with the type 2 diabetes. Right now, my AC1 is like 5.7, 5.9, somewhere in there. And so that keeps me in the pre-diabetes zone, but I still have to watch what I eat and drink. And so, but anyway, the whole point of this is just to kind of give you guys where I'm at, and I'm going to try to do this more often, kind of update you guys as we go. God, I can even see it in my face. If you guys have seen my Hawkeye podcast with Nolan Hawkeye Anthony, you can tell it probably in my face too. I can already see changes there. So yeah, I'm going to try to keep this short. I'm going to try to stop it, because I know that people's attention spans aren't going to be there for all night long for a long video. Even for me, when I watch people's videos, 5-10 minutes is about most I can handle. And here I am pushing 22 minutes. So we're going to end this, but I will do more videos like this as I go along and give you guys updates on what's going on weight loss, how I'm feeling and everything. But right now I'm feeling physically better than I have in a long time. I'm feeling more mentally alert, after 3 weeks, and my body just feels, I can just tell the difference in my body. I can tell the way it feels, the way it's sore. And I love that sore feeling after you work out. Those of you who work out, you know the feeling I'm talking about. It's not an injured sore. It's a sore of accomplishment. You feel accomplished when you get that kind of a soreness from working out. And so even my stomach is starting to, I'm starting to lose a little in the stomach. So like I said, I can feel it in the clothes, the way they're fitting, and things like that. So I think it's just time to wrap this up before I start repeating myself like I already am. Anyway, be looking for another video tomorrow with me, with Nolan Hawkeye Anthony. Go to his YouTube channel, Nolan Hawkeye Anthony, and you will catch our Hawkeye broadcast there. So we'll check it over there. And he will also have a regular, will also not only will the YouTube podcast be available for you guys to watch us on video, but it'll also be available for on a regular podcast. And also too, if you guys haven't, it's more of a repeat, but I do have on my podcast, Dean's Musings, on Spotify. If you go there, you can find my latest podcast, which is basically the same stuff I just went over today. Like I said, I did it through live Facebook this morning, not realizing that I couldn't, I wouldn't be able to transfer that video over to Facebook. So you guys have a good night. It's about just about 10:04 p.m. here in California. So all my friends in Iowa, you're probably sleeping. So you get to watch this tomorrow. And yeah, I will be sending this when it downloads and processes. I will send it over to Facebook for other people who want to watch it. To the one person who's watching right now, they don't tell me who you are, but thank you for watching. I can see that there was one, and there was one earlier. So total of 2, unless you're the same one checking in both times. So thank you for watching and putting up with me tonight. You guys have a great night, and I'll see you guys in Iowa in about a week.